A man towing a truck with his beard, David Blaine soaring through the sky on 52 helium balloons, and someone base jumping with a carpet like a real-life Aladdin. This is what happens when humans go to the next level. Starting at number 1. Forget horsepower, this guy's rocking beard power. Who needs towing cables when your chin can tow a semi? I'll stick to growing stubble, thanks. This guy just stuffs his mouth with live bees. No fear, just vibes. While we're dodging one stray wasp, he's hosting a whole hive in his face.
Let's see out saunas and alla från Arash.
This guy can speak backward like it's his first language.
Så skåsnaleipskek getsillers for läckerbus. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
This girl's using a calculator so fast, it's like watching a math wizard cast spells. At this point, the machine is just trying to keep up with her brain. This girl is next level at math. Her brain works faster than a calculator.
46 plus 22 minus 67, 57 plus 12 minus 70, 44 plus 45. Answer is
89.
बहुत अच्छा.
This blind artist paints using pure imagination, proving you don't need sight to create vision.
Teaching children his technique and what he's learned about life.
And you can see, like, it's really thick. It's like toothpaste.
This guy's a one-man band, playing multiple instruments at once on Prague's Charles Bridge. She took the term playing with fire a bit too serious. She looks like she's ready to play Blanca from Street Fighter. Grandpa just turned 93 and decided dentures are overrated. He's pulling cars with his teeth instead. Somebody get this man a trophy and a steak dinner, but maybe skip the steak knives. Ever seen a car do a cartwheel? That's a normal day for Lee Fagan, Ireland's strongest man. He flips cars the way most of us flip pancakes. No hydraulics, no movie magic, just sheer power. He lifts trucks without breaking a sweat, bends steel and horseshoes like they're made of Play-Doh, snaps padlocks for fun and hammers nails into wood, all with his bare hands. This Shaolin monk ran in water for over 125 meters. This man climbs like a real-life Spider-Man, moving so fast it's almost unsettling. Meet the artist who proves that creativity knows no limits. Literally. With nothing but her hands and feet, she transforms blank canvases into stunning works of art. It's a mesmerizing blend of skill, passion, and a whole lot of determination, showing us all that true artistry isn't just in the tools, it's in the heart. Think card tricks are impressive? This guy just leveled up by turning his deck into a weapon. Forget poker, he's playing Fruit Ninja IRL, except instead of swiping, he's slicing. Honestly, it's enough to make you question what else a deck of cards can do. Most people use a nutcracker, but this guy decided his skull was up for the job. Most people struggle to balance in their hands, but this guy decided fingers alone were enough. Gravity clearly missed the memo. Now, this is what it means to have balls of steel. Is this dude seriously walking in water? Like, at what point do you wake up and think, yeah, I'm just gonna one-up physics today? Unreal. This monk is climbing a steep mountain like it's nothing. She's eating Scotch bonnets like it's nothing. No sweat, no tears, just calm? How does that even work? Most of us would be running for milk after one bite. This guy pulled an airplane using his pierced ears. That's not just strength, that's trust in some seriously sturdy earrings. Walking a wire over Niagara Falls? No big deal, apparently. While most of us grab the rail on a staircase, this guy's casually defying death with every step. Fear? Never heard of it. This guy's tongue is so long, he could probably lick his elbow. And yours too. This dude doesn't have any arms, but he doesn't let that stop him. He's out here playing table tennis with his mouth and still putting everyone else to shame. This guy held a plank for 8 hours. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to hold one for 8 seconds. His core must be made of concrete. David Blaine just turned 47 and decided walking was too basic. He flew into the sky strapped to 52 helium balloons like a real-life Pixar movie, then parachuted back down like it was just another Tuesday. Who needs a shield when you've got reflexes like a superhero? Aaron Yoder just ran a mile backwards in 5 minutes and 54 seconds because apparently running forwards is too mainstream. If you're getting overtaken by a guy not even facing you, it might be time to rethink your fitness goals. This dude's beard isn't just a beard, it's a work of art with its own fan club. 2 world championships under his belt, or should we say under his chin? At this point, his barber deserves a gold medal too. This guy bends his finger like it's made of rubber. Either he's missing bones or he's been secretly training to join the X-Men. Somebody call a doctor or a magician. Melina Sidorov's The Spider Dance is equal parts mesmerizing and terrifying. If she came sprinting at me in that spider stance, I wouldn't just run, I'd teleport out of there. It's Grace Mate's nightmare fuel. Did this kid just solve a Rubik's Cube in less than 30 seconds? At this point, I'm convinced he's part robot. What's next? Quantum mechanics at nap time? Alexander Bublik threw his racket on match point and it actually hit the ball over the net. He lost the point, but honestly, who cares?
They say the ride is too dangerous.
Ryoyo Kobayashi flew 291 meters in a sky jump, basically turning into a human rocket. At this point, he's less about skiing and more about temporary flight. Someone call NASA, this man's ready for a liftoff. This guy's skiing and juggling at the same time because apparently mastering one sport wasn't challenging enough. Style points? Off the charts. This guy's pulling off insane skateboarding tricks while I tripped over my own socks today. Picasso would be impressed, but also probably a little jealous. This dude is doing tricks from the Matrix in real life. 2 Rubik's Cubes, 1 hand each? My brain just rage quit watching that. At this point, he's not defying gravity, he's straight up flexing on it. I didn't even know feet could have this much swagger. These stones have to be from outer space. Nothing else can explain this. This person just drew a hyper-realistic watch using only a pencil. It's so real, I almost checked it for the time. Elastigirl? Is that you? This guy swallows swords like it's just another snack. This guy can balance anything on his face. No arms? No problem. At the 1992 Olympics, Antonio Rebello fired a flaming arrow and lit the Olympic flame like an absolute legend. This street musician in Prague turns a handpan into pure magic. This guy has some crazy skills in downhill mountain biking. This pilot makes flying an F-22 look like an art form. Majestic, more like gravity-defying greatness in motion. I'm not sure if this is legal, but it definitely is cool. Watch this dude do magic with a football. Not sure what this is, but I definitely can't do it. Possibly one of the best shots ever recorded on camera. Literally a perfect shot with such minimal room for error. Amazing in all aspects. This guy just base jumped using a carpet instead of a wingsuit. Forget Aladdin, this is the real magic carpet ride. Absolute madness. This is insane! That umpire's reaction is killing me! Leo Donald just made Monster Jam history with the first ever truck front flip at the World Finals. Okay, the jumps are cool and all, but let's talk about that dismount. This guy's a human minesweeper in Syria. His courage is on another level. I just got goosebumps watching that. He's literally living on the edge. She's making stir fly.
Eddie Hall's not your run-of-the-mill bodybuilder. He's taken out countless strongman awards, including one where he pulled a 44,000-pound plane 24 meters along a runway. His upper body strength is next level. From bending fry pans with his bare hands to bench pressing multiple people at the same time, those arms should be considered deadly weapons. You especially don't want to get into a boxing ring with them. I've seen what he does to boxing machines at the arcade. They call him the Georgian Hulk, and with just one look at Levon Saganavshvili, it's easy to see why. Apart from having comically large arms that make real firearms look like toy guns, Levon is a 7-time world champion arm wrestler. He's got a grip that makes most opponents want to tap out. How does he achieve such incredible strength? I guess it's easy when you can hand tow a 10,000-pound Hummer and power slap watermelons in your spare time. Rudolph Blaze Ingram. First making waves back in 2019 as a 7-year-old when he ran the 100 meters in a blistering 13.48 seconds. Second place wasn't even close as he broke his personal best and an ESPN record. His insane training routine and unnatural six-pack make headlines for all the right reasons. He's since transitioned to American football as a running back and lost none of that red-hot pace. Now 11, Blaze leaves defenders in his dust when he hits full speed. He's not only scoring touchdowns, but making interceptions and tackling as well. This is one of those jobs you just assumed was done by a robot, but no, this woman's stacking bowls at breakneck speed. I'm not saying he's the perfect guy for the job, but he definitely stamps his authority on the role. If you thought basketballs were created by a production line machine, you'd be wrong. This steady hand can paint over 1,000 balls a day. The hardest thing about getting your buffalo wing hot sauce is how long it takes to fill every individual cup. This is when you gotta work smarter, not harder. When you've got fruit picking in the morning but a hot date in the afternoon, you gotta get things done quickly. This is the guy you hire when you need to pack away a 2-seat banquet hall in under 5 minutes. He's also the reigning musical chairs champion. A little over 10 years ago, this is the face you'd see if you fell on the wrong side of the law. Retired SWAT officer and Marine Corps veteran, Tony Centmanat is a terrifyingly intimidating individual. From the rippling bodybuilder physique to his proficiency with firearms, this is one guy you don't want to mess with. Even though his days of service might be over, Tony still keeps up his grueling training regimen, full of high-impact weights, core-burning sit-ups, and uniquely intense strongman exercises. If I said you had to win in a fight against a 12-year-old boy, you'd feel pretty confident. But what if he looked like this? Ryusei Imai is already being compared to Bruce Lee, and not just because of his rippling physique. As a 5-year-old, he performed Lee's famous 1978 Game of Death scene on Steve Harvey's Little Big Shots, wowing the audience with an energetic nunchuck display. From punishing training routines to high-energy martial arts displays, this is one kid you don't want to mess with. This Parada production line is effortlessly amazing. When you've spent your whole life working with the same people, you don't even need to look up. This guy thinks the bottle flip challenge is too easy. Introducing the gas cylinder flip challenge. Shoveling up floor levels sounds like hard work, but it's made a whole lot easier when you have a team of people who know exactly what they're supposed to do. When this guy points the finger at you, you better listen, because he has more strength in a single digit than most people have in their entire bodies. This guy's a human money counter. Forget a machine, he can count bills faster than I can spend them. This daredevil proves that even slacklining can be ladylike, especially in a pair of heels. Sometimes the planets align and save the day, like when this truck driver swerved to avoid a collision and somehow didn't end up on its side. This kid has turbocharged jackhammers for legs, jumping at speeds too fast to count. The real challenge is knowing when to stop without getting slapped in the shins. In the ultimate 1 in a billion flip, this kid achieves the virtually impossible. While most bodybuilders bulk to look good in the mirror, Blessing Awadabu is taking his body transformation to new heights, aiming for the coveted title of Mr. Olympia. This Nigerian-born Irish bodybuilder has dedicated the past few years to bulking and sculpting his body to be bigger and better. Now, some might say he has an unhealthy obsession with protein powder, but whatever Blessing's doing, it seems to be working. The only downside to being this massive? You apparently forget how to use the front door. Mastering the nunchaku is a skill possessed by the lucky few. Introducing Yuan Yonghui, a master of the nunchaku, so deadly he'd make the little dragon proud. Not only are his maneuvers lightning fast, but he seems to be perfectly in control. And if you thought nunchucks were just for show, Yuan proves just how powerful a single strike can be. But it's not just nunchucks that make up Yuan's arsenal. This pro martial artist is also pinpoint accurate with throwing knives too. Most kids have to wait until they're at least 15 to get a license and get behind the wheel, but Chloe Chambers has been burning rubber since she was just 8 years old. Starting in go-karts, Chloe quickly gained a love for racing and a need for speed. By the time she was 16, the young racing prodigy swapped out her go-kart for a Porsche 718 Spyder and set a Guinness World Record for the fastest ever vehicle slalom. Now 18, Chloe has her sights set on being the next Formula One world champion. At just 8 years of age, Prince Larby is an absolute weapon in the boxing ring. Strapping on the gloves at age 3, this prodigy from Ghana trained with his father before entering in regional tournaments against boys much older than him. With 28 wins and no losses, he definitely has that warrior spirit. But it's his insane speed which gets him all the attention. Not just dodging fists headed in his direction, he can throw a blistering 150 punches in just 60 seconds. When Fan Zhedong's serve came back, he had to get creative with a master shot to win the point. No bottle opener? No problem. Just get down to your local BMX tracks and someone will do it for you. This pool pro isn't just happy with one impressive trick shot, he needs 15 in a row for the Guinness World Record. Thirsty people will do the most insane things, like barefoot water ski for the baddest entrance ever. There's this thing called beginner's luck, and this guy just unlocked expert level skill on his first ever attempt.
That was legitness.
This guy has the fastest cube solving skills in the world. In less than 2 seconds, his fast fingers do the talking. These kids combined to show off a ridiculously difficult trick shot. He's so excited he's literally flipping out. This guy thought the best way to impress his classmates was to balance a 16-foot ladder on his face. Looks like it worked. I'm trying to figure out what's cooler, the bottle flip, the catch, or the magnificent backflip in the background. Oh, no, it's definitely the mustache. While out quail hunting, this man doesn't even need his rifle. Speed skating while navigating a tight obstacle course sounds like the recipe for 2 broken ankles, but this guy manages with skills so quick you'd miss it if you blink.
Nice.
This indoor golf trick shot is made all the more difficult when you consider he's surrounded by glass cabinets and collectibles. Only a brave man plays golf indoors when you live like that. Normally, beer pong is reserved for after class, so when this guy was given the chance to show off his skills during a lecture, he happily obliged. If cheese tossing is your thing, this guy's probably going to be your hero. Sometimes you don't realize you have greatness inside you until you're forced to prove yourself, like when this reporter nailed a no-look behind the head basket. Not only are Kareem Duigo's shins indestructible, he uses them as a deadly weapon. Without pain, the man nicknamed Iron Shins discovered his unique skill while training as a martial artist. After conquering piggy banks and large stacks of concrete, Kareem set out to see if his baseball bat-breaking talents are worthy of a world record. With the help of 16 friends manning 8 bat stands, Kareem snapped an astonishing 65 bats with his shins in just 1 minute. Record confirmed. Strength and speed is one thing, but when you combine that with killer technique, you have someone that's definitely not worth messing with. Samuel Eriksson is a freestyle martial artist from Sweden that somehow has the holy trinity of fighting talents: skills, speed, and the striking power to send opponents flying. You gotta feel for the guy working the pads when Eriksson winds up a flurry of kicks. But whether he's assaulting pumpkins or setting new records on the arcade punching machine, the only place you don't want to meet this popular fighter is inside the ring. Bull riding definitely seems like a sport reserved for adults, so it makes sense that as a 2-year-old, Noah Lee's first ride was a sheep. By 8, Noah had graduated to mini bulls. And don't let the name fool you though. One kick from a mini bull and it's lights out. Noah was a natural at bull riding, holding on for dear life no matter how big or angry the bull was. Now 14 and looking suspiciously like Carl from The Walking Dead, Noah's got a long list of accolades and an even longer list of defeated bulls. First, I was going to warn everyone about the dangers of ladders, but this is no fail video. Despite the ladder collapsing, this man landed without a scratch. This guy's been practicing his free kicks, and I think he's nailed the accuracy perfectly. This blindfolded ninja proved she doesn't need sight to be clinical with a pair of nunchucks. With just a flick of her wrist, no target is too small. When charging your phone gets boring, spice it up a little with some flips. When you've been practicing this one move for so long that even your hat knows the drill, you sure that's real? This rapper was lucky enough to be on a stage when this magical moment happened to him. At least he had the option to keep his hat the second time round. This guy might be injured, but that mind of his is working overtime.
Nice.
This snowboarder's aiming for the biggest jump on the mountain and even somehow manages to stick a failed landing for the perfect recovery. It's not just yourself you gotta worry about when skateboarding. There's innocent bystanders too. This kid thought he'd throw an orange at his friends as a joke. Little did he know that he's a practicing ninja with the reflexes of a cat.
Nice.
You might be cool, but you'll never be as cool as John Coffey, who simultaneously crowd surfs while catching a beer that was thrown at him. If you ever manage to capture a moment of pure brilliance on camera, make sure you follow it up with a little pose that says, "I totally meant to do that." This pitching machine's great for catchers to train their reflexes, because you never know when a sneaky double play is coming through. These guys added their own obstacles for the most awesome mini golf trick shot ever. This right here is the very definition of falling into place perfectly. He wouldn't be able to do that even if he tried. Have you really done the bottle flip challenge if you haven't landed one on your dad's head? This pair's perfect timing is almost too fast to appreciate. They almost couldn't believe it themselves. Call this luck, call this skill, but this driver somehow prevents his trailer from tipping onto oncoming traffic. This guy has to be the first to land this kind of shot. No cap. I mean, cap, you know what I mean. This is the guy you want on the baseline of your volleyball team. That spike was pinpoint perfect. Not only does this guy smash a ball way out of the park, but his nonchalant over-the-shoulder bat toss straight up defies physics.
Oh my god.
On a windy day, is this guy the luckiest guy you've ever seen? Or did this dashcam just capture some real-life magic? This batter thinks he's about to hit a home run. Little does he know, that pitcher's actually Peter Parker. What's even more impossible than landing a no-look, over-the-shoulder full-court shot? Having it do this instead. When you've got to practice your acrobatics and wash your hair at the same time, maybe take some lessons from this guy. This kid's lucky the feng shui in his house is good, so he can capture an insane trick shot like this. This real-life Gambit has been honing his card-throwing skills for years. Thankfully, it's paying off. Anthony Kelly might not look like a superhero, but behind his mild-mannered appearance is a man with lightning-fast reflexes. Fire an arrow directly into the air, and most people run for cover. Not Anthony. He can catch an arrow on its way down first try. But that's just the start of it. Even arrows directly at him can be plucked out of the air mid-flight. 1 second too late and he misses the arrow. 1 second too early and he ends up with an arrow through his hand. After training in several martial arts styles, Korean-born In-gun is the undisputed master of tricking, a blend of high-altitude acrobatics and intense martial arts that's both mesmerizing and intimidating to watch. It all started with the mastery of a 540-degree spinning kick, one of the most difficult maneuvers in Taekwondo. From there, he regularly defies both gravity and logic. He's able to launch himself into the air from 10 feet away, perform 4 complete aerial corkscrew revolutions, and then deliver a strike with so much brutal force that he's literally able to break solid wood boards. In the world of strongmen, J.D. Anderson is revered on a whole nother level. While others may want to flex their power by picking up tons of weight, Anderson has a different approach in mind. The strongman has pulled off some absolutely inhuman feats as nothing more than a warm-up, but even those pale in comparison to what you're about to see next. In 2017, J.D. would up the ante and earn his Iceman nickname after attempting to break the most solid slabs of ice with his head. Just imagine if your body were these blocks. Probably not the best idea. Shi Yanshu has been training his whole life to become the Shaolin warrior he is today. Specializing in the Tiger Fist style, Shi trains day and night to condition and strengthen his body into an impenetrable weapon. The secret to Tiger Fist is strength in the fingers, so a big part of Shi's training regiment centers around conditioning his hands and fingers. Paired with his incredible speed and terrifyingly effective fighting style, Shi is a furious force to be reckoned with. You'd think with such an intense 24/7 training schedule, there'd be no time for a Shaolin warrior to even grab a meal. Well, luckily she can multitask. It can take decades to master the skills necessary to become a Shaolin monk, so when you see a child demonstrating the same discipline, it's hard not to be impressed. 11-year-old Shi Heng Xiao is an intimidating force, showcasing intense strength, incredible flexibility, and a tolerance to pain that shouldn't be possible for a child his age. While moving into a Shaolin monastery is a full-time commitment, according to Shai, he's just doing this to protect his grandma. At just 10 years old, Maxim Reznichenko has already mastered more than a handful of extreme sports. Some of his adrenaline-fueled adventures consist of white-knuckled downhill skiing, rollerblading at the local skate park, BMX stunts, and even motocross. He was even running parkour courses like a pro back when he was 5 years old. With his sights set on the Olympics, the only problem Maxim's going to have is which sport to focus on. Meet Abish P. Dominic, a man who needs nothing more than his own 2 hands to bring into battle. After studying a type of martial arts called Kalari, the self-proclaimed hammer hands went on to set records with his iron-like fists. First up were coconuts. He managed to smash a whopping 146 in just 60 seconds. Then came the concrete slabs and house bricks, obliterating them with little to no effort. The only thing stopping this guy is a splinter. While traditional samurais have all but died out, there's at least one warrior who's bringing the deadly tradition to the 21st century. Isao Machi is a modern-day ninja. Warming up with a game of real-life Fruit Ninja, Isao goes on to cut coiled straw mats like they were made from paper. His strikes are so fast that not even a powerful robot can keep up. But the real test comes when baseballs are pitched at him 160 kilometers per hour. In less than 0.2 of a second, he's able to slice the baseball in half mid-air.